With your clients, what are you seeing as some of the biggest initial hurdles to get them from the starting block to at least moving down the runway?
I think the first one is just general understanding of the risk points of that they're facing. I think there's just a in some cases a lack of literacy just in, for instance, the social engineering aspects of the risk we're taking on every day. A lot of people don't talk about this. They think because they have EDR and a good backup that they're in a good
Mm-hmm.
place. They think
Mm-hmm.
they have a good relationship with our company, they're in a good place,
Mm-hmm.
right?
That's
And
a good
and so I think the first thing is that awareness and just making it part of the day-to-day conversation like you do everything else with safety. So I think that's one of the biggest things. I don't think cost is anymore, and I definitely view insurance as a driver where it's helped us talk about these things. It may have not been presented like, well, I'm so excited it's insurance renewal time and they wanted to charge you a lot. Let's talk, Rob. But at least there was an impetus to have the conversation, and
And you
then
had solutions.
yeah, I think one of I might be deviating from your question a little, Zach, but one of the
Be my
things I want
guest.
to say about it is there's almost a lot of fake feeling of comfort too, because there's so many
Yeah.
software part numbers out
Yep.
there, and people will make statements that really don't mean that they're safe. For instance, I'm already on this cloud provider. They take care of my backups. They've like relinquished control of their data. And that's a scary place to be. So that's been a great objection. So tying it back to objection is I'm already safe. I have pretty cool EDR from this vendor, and I got a cloud provider that's taking all this off of me. So I'm good,
Mm.
Rob. Move
Yeah.
on. Quit
That's
serving, you know.
Before we
Yeah, Rob, you're so right about that. And I just say, it's anecdotally, but it comes from a career of, over 15 years in managed services, is that there's so much assumption, and it really goes back to the age-old technique of active listening. That's what you're practicing doing with your clients. You need to give them a first qualitative and then quantitative risk metric through a risk assessment or some sort of other verification of controls, where you put up a big red 80% risk in their face and they can't ignore that. And you've
right.
protected yourself that way. And same thing with the risk, with the insurance, filling out those questionnaires. Wouldn't it be nice to have all these things in a platform or on a risk assessment that when we go out and fill out the risk assessment questionnaire, yep, we're doing that. No, we're doing that. We're very sure about it. It's a function of quality, right? Misconfiguration is still one of the biggest pieces that contributes to incidents. And how do we prevent misconfiguration on our insurance application? Is making sure we've delineated that out ahead of time. And so I think that's a huge piece to it, and feeds into education and everything else. And so I think that you couldn't be more spot on with that.